I have a question for you. Will our future ancestors celebrate the sustainable world Tesla is building us, or wonder why it took us so long to embrace it? Once in a while, someone comes along and concisely says exactly what you've been trying to put into words for years. The following clip has to be one of the greatest arguments as to why electric cars are the obvious choice. Take a look.
Electric cars, by the way, the thing is, it's just a better car. In nearly every dimension, performance, quietness, comfort, drivability, etc. So I've just written a piece for the Evening Standard where, let's imagine this in reverse, right? Where all cars are electric and we're all nipping around in little electric cars and recharging. And this rogue Volkswagen engineer comes up with, I've got a better idea, okay? It's massively complicated. You put a huge tank of an inflammable liquid in your car, right? And then it feeds into these cylinders where we engineer an explosion, a series of explosions. Now, unfortunately, it only produces torque in a limited range of the revolutionary cycles. So we'll need a thing called a gearbox, which we'll need oil for. And then we'll need an air filter. And then we'll need a water filter. And then we'll need all this stuff. It's going to be vastly more complicated. So you go, does it perform better than an electric car? No, not really. No, okay. Is it quieter? No. Quite the opposite. It's fucking noisy as hell, right? Is it cleaner? No. It's farting stuff out of the back. Right, okay. So is it simpler to make? No. There are 250 moving parts in the drivetrain. I know electric cars only have 7, but this needs 250. Right. Okay. So, what's the upside? Well, you can refill it really quickly. Can you refill it at home? No, obviously you can't refill it at home, right? You're not going to have a fucking petrol tank. Are you fucking insane? You're not going to be able to refill this thing at home, right? No. You'll have to go to a special place, which, by the way, won't just be a little thing on the side of the road with a rapid charger. It'll be a massive thing selling Ginsters and Marks and Spencer's. Basically, that guy's career's over, right? Okay, so the 0.05% of the population who routinely drive 350 miles a day and have such enormous bladders that they never need to stop, they're going to benefit slightly from this insanely complicated engine, but the rest of us are going to have a horrible time. No, I don't really see this is going to fly.
Link below to the episode of Rory Sutherland being interviewed by the Consumer Behaviour Lab. And I couldn't help but be reminded of the late great Christopher Hitchens, who absolutely obliterated any of his opponents with his razor-sharp wit and focused arguments.
What an incredibly stupid question.
But of course, the comment section under this clip is awash with very, very worn-out old arguments such as, nobody mentioned how the tyres wear incredibly fast because of the weight. Nice response with, what? And a few examples from Audi, Mercedes and BMW cars with engines with similar, if not heavier weights. Even if tyre wear was a negative, you still have to ignore countless other positives of electric cars. Alan Lockett responds to this clip. Good arguments, but he misses a couple of pros on combustion engines. Number 1, they do not rely on computers, which are far more complicated than the combustion drivetrain. Modern combustion engines with thousands of moving parts, precise fuel injection, turbocharging and emission systems managed by computerized ECUs are far from simple. Electric drivetrains with just a motor, single-speed transmission and battery use reliable computer chips and simpler mechanics, reducing maintenance. Claiming internal combustion engines are less complex ignores their intricate engineering and heavy reliance on computers for crucial functions like fuel injection and emissions control. A total non-starter of an argument. Number 2, they don't randomly catch fire if the batteries are pushed beyond their limits due to temperature, etc. Data shows that electric vehicles have a lower fire risk than their prehistoric cousins, 25 EV fires per 100,000, compared to internal combustion engine vehicles where there are 1,530 fires per 100,000. Studies confirm that ICE vehicles are at least 20 times more likely to catch fire. EV's simple design, without flammable fuels or hot exhausts, debunk myths of frequent EV fires. Number 3, they, as in ICE cars, are considerably cheaper to build and operate. Now, while some EVs still have a higher purchase price than a comparable ICE car, not that there really is such thing as a comparable ICE car with an engine, for many reasons I've been banging on about for years. It depends on where you are in the world. There are many affordable EV options, especially in the second-hand market, where you can pick up an EV for an absolute steal nowadays. But the lower, long-term operating costs due to fewer moving parts and no need for oil changes or replacing worn components like brakes, exhaust, clutches, etc. often mean that the money saved over a few years will more than offset the initial purchase price difference. Add to that some home solar and fuel your EV for free, and those savings will stack up even quicker than a nice car's maintenance bill. And his final point, number 4, my favourite. In the real world, where we have infrastructure for combustion engines built already, they are easier to maintain and fix. What a truly stupid statement. Just ignore any progress mankind has ever made towards improving life on Earth. At the time of the horse and carts, can you imagine the global infrastructure needed to build out road networks, petrol stations, garages for these new fandangle motor cars and all the benefits to society they brought at the time? I guarantee there were people back then adamant that horse and carts and dirt track roads were just fine the way they were, thank you very much indeed. Why try to improve anything for the better? And of course, while internal combustion engine infrastructure is established, EV charging is expanding rapidly as well, and most folks charge overnight from home, and like myself over the past 6 years, barely ever need to use public chargers. This chap hammers home the point. If you reverse your mind, as the original post says, you can actually charge an EV anywhere in any wall plug. But you can only fill the tank in big, expensive, specialised buildings that bring fuel from faraway countries. And before anyone in the comments embarrasses themselves by saying, if there's a power cut, I can get petrol at a petrol station. No, you can't, because they are powered by, guess what? Electricity. The pumps use electric motors to dispense the fuel, and without power, they can't function. Feel free to share this video with any strangely stubborn friends or family members that, like many people around me, just don't seem to understand the benefits, the cost savings and better future we'll have by embracing electric cars and technology. The transport industry's shift to electric vehicles is unstoppable, driven by technology, economics and policy. Battery costs have dropped 90% since 2010, making EVs more affordable than ever to manufacture. And those battery costs are only going to continue lowering over time, with maintenance far cheaper than ICE vehicles and fuel savings of thousands of pounds or dollars a year, depending on how and where you charge it, of course. Governments are also pushing hard. The EU bans new ICE sales by 2035 and targets 40% EV sales by 2030. Charging networks are booming with 3 million global points in 2025, and innovations like wireless charging are emerging. EVs emit 70% less CO2 over their lifetimes. Battery packs can and will be recycled into new batteries. All this aligning with climate goals as grids decarbonise. From electric buses in China to Tesla's semi-trucks, all transport sectors are electrifying. High-performance EVs like the Tesla Model S Plaid appeal to customers, while myths about fire risk and range are fading. With 1 in 5 of 2024 global sales being electric and projections of 70% by 2040, the industry's electric future is inevitable, reshaping economies and cities. I just don't know. Who do you think might be at the forefront of this electric revolution? Who stands to gain the most from not only electric but autonomous electric vehicles like the Cybercab or, dare I say, Optimus robots, which will also be an electric autonomous vehicle of sorts? Which company also makes power walls for homes and megapacks for industries and has already built out the infrastructure of an ever-growing global supercharger network powered by sustainable energy? It seems very obvious to me which direction the world is going in, thanks in majority to one company. As Tesla continues to redefine our future with better technology, what do you think? Will our future ancestors celebrate the sustainable world Tesla built, or wonder why it took us so long to embrace it? Do like and subscribe and check out one of these videos from me next. I'm Will, this is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you patrons, thanks for watching. Bye for now.